Thank you so much, Suraj, for joining me today. Appreciate you taking time out.
Thank you, Catherine.
Suraj is from Precision Financial. He's a financial advisor here in Melbourne. So going to be asking him a whole bunch of questions for you guys, and his details will be in the description for anyone who wants to reach out. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Catherine. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look, the first question I wanted to ask you is really, how did you get into financial planning? Was it because you knew someone who was a financial planner, or your parents used them?
As you mentioned it now, started my career at Australian Super in customer service.
Yep.
So I was on the phone answering member inquiries. A front view seat as to, how important super and long-term planning can be.
Yeah.
And I just realised, with all the customer inquiries, how many people are confused and overwhelmed when making financial decisions. I then took a paraplanner role, and I became a financial planner since then. Where I combine strategy with relationships.
Yeah. You make a really good point.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't taught, especially, anywhere in life really, what your super is for, how to use your super fund, how to build it for wealth, for retirement. A lot of people kind of just set and forget when it comes to their super.
As I mentioned earlier, super is one of the most powerful wealth creation tools in Australia because of the concessional tax treatment. For many, it's their largest asset base outside of their family home.
Yep.
Now, I've noticed that, my experience, a lot of people get put onto their employer default superannuation funds, that have fees, poor performance, poor track record of performance, and are not the right investment mix. Right? So part of my job is to help clients in finding the right superannuation for them, putting in place an investment strategy that's in line with their life stage, and an investment mix that has a strong track record of performance, and a fund that's cheap in fees as well.
Yep.
Those are the things I focus on. And apart from that, that is making salary sacrifice contributions to super. Now, super isn't just for retirement. It's a wealth engine compounding quietly in the background as well for you. So while you're accumulating, it's important to pay attention to your super, and not only when you're sort of going into retirement.
Well, the old idea was that you only saw a financial planner when you were planning to retire. But the whole concept of financial planners is to help you plan for retirement. So in your opinion, and how you've found a lot of clients, what's the best age for somebody to go seek a financial planner to start that process instead of waiting until they retire?
The earlier the better, because compounding works in your favour. But then again, the best time to come to a financial planner is when your life is evolving. That means whether you're about to buy your first home, could be just starting a new job, changing careers, starting a family. It's around property, for example, whether you're planning a home upgrade or a downsize. And then obviously that final piece is that leading into retirement. It's there to pretty much help you navigate all these key financial decisions, but providing our recommendation on what's the best financial option for you. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you, a lot of people think financial planners just do insurance, just do shares. What is it that you do outside of that, and what else can you help clients with?
We understand that clients' key financial goals. What are they? Might be retiring at a particular age, or a particular income, and maintaining a consistent living expense while they're sort of working and things like that. Might be a home upgrade, for example, might be helping the kids with a gift. All right, we understand all those key financial goals, right? And then we review their existing arrangements. What's their super? What's their what not they invested in their super? Are they making any contributions to their super? Right? What are their existing investments? Do they have an investment property? Right? What do they have any shares? What are they invested in? Right? What tax are they currently paying right now?
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And then make a recommendation.
Yep.
On all as required on all these different things. things for them.
Yeah.
Right? So
a lot of people are providing cash benefits for the younger generation, but even then thinking about, you know, their kids as the beneficiaries of their super and how they can structure their wealth so the kids don't have to pay heaps of taxes when it's passed on through the generations. Do you help clients understand the implications and whether, you know, trusts, you know, family trusts are a good option, or, you know, do you explore that as well?
yeah, Catherine, those are the things that we sort of explore with our clients when they sort of, you know, talk about gifting their kids with a certain amount of money. Some want to sort of help them pay down their HECS debt, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Some might want to gift them a certain amount to purchase their first home, for example. You know, when they reach, you know, a milestone age, maybe a 20 or a 30 or whatever it is. So those are the things that we talk about, and we try to do things. You know, when we talk about those things, we see where our clients are at and how much the implications of the gift would mean to them financially. Right, and we try to structure them as tax effectively as possible, while you know, while sort of making sure that they can sort of meet their retirement needs as well, and you know, and their lifestyle needs as well. If they reach a certain age, they can sort of, you know, have, if they've got surplus cash or surplus assets, do a gift of that set amount. Let's say $100,000 to help their kids buy their first home. It might mean, you know, a loan arrangement. An interest-free loan arrangement in certain instances, you know, where they sort of want to have that asset protection in place as well. And then the other things as well that we can talk about.
You mentioned something really important. You know, a lot of parents, they want to help out their kids, and one of my last clients wanted to get an investment property specifically to help his daughter, and he, you know, was hoping to retire in the next 5 years. And, you know, I had to have that conversation. You know, you've still got a mortgage. How are you going to pay your current mortgage? If you take out another mortgage to help your daughter and she doesn't pay it, you know, you've gone through a divorce, you've gotten yourself back into a really good position. Maybe go see a financial planner, because then, you know, they would be able to help. I can't tell him what he can and can't do. I can tell him the figures and what he can borrow, but, you know, have a better understanding on how that's really going to impact him and his retirement strategy.
Yeah, look, that's great that you had this conversation with your client, Catherine. Look, you're a really good mortgage broker, and that should be the sort of conversation you should be having. It's great that you did that. Look, that client would be at, you know, probably we can explore that option with your client in terms of, you know, what it means if you were to gift, or, you know, gift that investment property or take on an additional mortgage. It might mean that he needs to work a few more years. Or a trade-off of, you know, balancing his income needs in retirement if he was to want to retire at the same age. So there will be a trade-off conversation, and, you know, those are the sort of conversations that we typically have with our clients as to what it means for them. And we propose a recommendation whether you do it or you shouldn't be doing it. But then again, if you still want to go ahead with it, what it means for you in terms of a trade-off.
A lot of people think that financial planners are very expensive. You know, we've touched that a lot of people don't think they need to see financial planner until they're about to retire. Others hold off because they think it's really costly. So is it a once-off payment? Is it ongoing?
With fees, that's not, I mean, most people tend to think it's way more expensive than it actually looks. But it's not, all right? And just a position, I might give you a bit of background. The tangible benefits of the value that we add to our clients are typically, you know, 3 to 10 times the net fees that, you know, we charge them, right? This will be charged through your super, right? So just making a less impact, you know, on your cash flow. Some clients tend to sort of, you know, engage financial planners on a one-off basis, you know? But most of our clients tend to work with us over the long time. You know, starting off, you know, buying a home, starting a family, then, you know, and putting the kids through private school, and then you've got, you know, you've got
costly,
you've got change jobs, and then you get an inheritance, and then you think about retiring. There's so many different changes, and, you know, and the financial plan helps you navigate all those changes. Financial plan to navigate.
And it's, you know, I think people forget it's the same with any other service. You know, the fee is there because you've got to see what the service is worth. You know, seeing a financial planner, You guys are doing things to help save people money, grow their money. You know, what are the implications if someone doesn't see a financial planner? That could be 20, 30 years of, you know, growth lost. Whereas, you know, a one-off or an ongoing support, you know, from a financial planner can really make more of a difference than just, you know, what the upfront cost is.
Yeah, that's what I see as well, Catherine. You know, a lot of people, you know, just make decisions without the right structure, you know, without having a plan,